Tina, why don't you share a little bit about your story, your family's story?
Okay, good. Well, we have 3 girls, 24, 21, she'll be 22 next month, and Megan is 18. She's our special needs girl at home, and Megan is missing a part of a chromosome, but when she was born, we didn't know. When I was tested early on in utero and everything looked okay, and when on our first month checkup, the doctor noticed that she looked substantially different, and people had been commenting that she looked substantially different than the rest of our girls. And so I brought her in. So after the pediatrician visit, where he actually said that we need to keep an eye on her because she could have some form of Down syndrome, and we didn't know anything. I went back into Cedars where we got our original test, and she did not have Down syndrome, but she did look different. She had a lot of different parts that were different. Pinky, ear, nose. And so we finally found out when she was about 8 years old, the genetic testing was sophisticated enough to know that she's missing a part of a chromosome. There were no other cases at the time that we could find missing this piece of chromosome. So what she for her first few years, she just cried all the time. And really, but today, she's highly functional, and she's a senior in high school, and she'll be going on to a transition to independence program. But I spent a lot of time in those early years with her in a backpack because I already had 2 kids. And so I was trying to keep her safe, because anything that was too close to her or too loud or too much, it would set her off, and then the whole family would be set off. So today, she's the only one who lives at home, which certainly simplifies life, because you're not juggling everybody else's needs and hers. John and I now know her routine, and we have coverage, and we balance it. But growing up, I was just sharing with Chris and Jessica that we have a 24-year-old, and her recounting some of the stories that she remembers when she was growing up was really heartwarming. And to your point, she wants to have a farm, and she imagines that her sister will live on the farm with her and be able to take care of animals and not have the constraints of living in a city and the dynamics and the logistics of living in a place where there's so many pressures. So that's who we are.
That's awesome.